Herbal lines a base hit to right field at Wrigley Field, and Willie Mays jumps up to get a better look at it, hits his head against the roof of the dugout of Wrigley, and knocks himself out. When he wakes up, thinking he lost $500, he finds out that Herbal got thrown out at first by the right fielder. And that's bad hitting. I think it was Bob Ewell once. You faced Bob Ewell.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Praise Ron Herbal as well.
Bob Ewell once went 0 for 70 in the same season. 0 for 70. That's bad hitting. Those are the things that led to the DH rule being invented. Ordonez takes ball 1. Well, Mike Stanton has worked in 3 consecutive games and 4 out of the last 5. The closer, Mariano Rivera, has worked in 3 consecutive games and 4 out of the last 5. 7-3. The Yankees still have a little bit of a cushion, but the Mets are threatening. 2-0. There's been so much talk about the Yankees going after a starting pitcher. You know, a lot of talk about David Wells in particular here in New York, where Wells was such a great favorite when he played for the Yankees. And Torrey told us last week, Joe, that he thought the most pressing need for the Yankees was another pitcher in that bullpen.
Exactly.
Preferably a right-hander. It is 3-0 to Ordonez. Another need for the Yankees, maybe at least before Andy Pettitte went into the service, was for a proven hitter before a starting pitcher. 3-0 the count. Mark Johnson, a big power hitter on deck, and that loads the bases.
Well, the Yankees have done everything they could possibly do in this ballgame to help the Mets, but the Mets are going to have to help themselves.
I mean, this is unbelievable. The Mets have 3 runs on the board despite receiving 10 walks from the Yankees and a hit batsman. In this era, also an error by Jeter. They've also received 3 wild pitches, but only 3 runs. The Yankee bullpen, Stanton is the lefty remaining, but again, Torrey prefers not to use him. Mansar, Mendoza, and Mendoza worked 3 2/3 innings just the day before yesterday. Prefer not to use him either. And Rivera, he'd also prefer not to use him. And this is becoming a war of attrition now for the Mets. They know the Yankees bullpen is thin. So Mark Johnson, Ivy Leaguer, up out of the minor leagues for the Mets. He's had 8 hits and 29 at-bats, including 2 home runs. And he is the possible tying run. A home run would tie this game. The Mets have a run home and 3 men on with nobody out. The curveball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. There is McEwing, who was hit by a pitch. Rutherford, who had an RBI single. Ordonez, who walked. Mark Johnson. Called a strike. Johnson has hit 33 big league homers. Came up originally with Pittsburgh in 1995. And at that time, a big, hulking, raw talent. He's very strong. He has tremendous power. He spent most of his time in the minor leagues. The Mets sport their rally caps. Curveball, the outside. 2-1 the count.
Well, I think you're at the point if you're so you just have to throw him a fastball and hope he hits it at someone. The last thing you want to do is walk him in this situation. He's tried to throw him a couple of breaking balls and he's missed. You just have to go after him and throw him a fastball.
Johnson has one grand slam in the big leagues. That was at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, 1997. 2-2, good pitch there by Cho.
Well, that's what you have to do. You just have to give your best fastball and try to get him out.
Johnson, 6 feet 4 inches tall, from Dartmouth College. He got a degree in psychology while he was there. The Yankees infield would give away a run to get a double play here. Agbayani on deck. And the breaking ball got him looking.
The left fielder, number 15, Benny Agbayani.
Now Torrey is going to go for the right-hander.
Well, it's a good pitch, and this takes a lot of guts to throw that pitch. You haven't been able to get the breaking ball over. You don't want to go to 3-2, but you throw it again, and it's not really a good breaking ball. It's just a strike. It's not your sharp breaking curveball. He was just trying to throw it for a strike, and he got it over.
Almanzar coming in from the bullpen. We'll be back.
This game never ceases to surprise, does it? Oh dear. Toto, we've got a chance to finish off your teaser, which we haven't done yet.
Yep, the other guy.
Let me just remind our viewers, only 2 managers have won 100 or more games in one season with AL and NL clubs. Obviously different seasons we're referring to, but have done it with an AL club and an NL club. We want to know who those 2 managers are and which clubs did they do it with, and that's courtesy of our good friend Kevin Lloyd from Wolverhampton. You've already come out with Sparky Anderson, who did indeed manage the Reds and the Tigers. That is correct. You have a half point. You're batting 7.5, 6.5 right now, Toto. Can you turn
I
this
just hope it's not too long ago. I only stopped in the 60s.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. Come on, shoot. Tell me.
See, I'm torn between 2 guys. I'm torn between Davey Johnson, who managed the Mets and won 100 games with the Mets. And I don't know if he won 100 games with the Orioles. That's what I'm not sure. The other guy is Dick Williams, who managed both San Diego and Boston to the World Series.
Right.
So those, I'm torn between them 2. So if it's not one of those 2, then I didn't get it.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. It is Whitey Herzog.
Oh, no. Really?
Whitey
St. Louis and Kansas City.
St. Louis and Kansas City. I must admit, I did think you'd get that. That was a moment.
Whitey Herzog, wow, yeah.
7.5, 6.5. So honours shared there, I'm afraid, Kevin. But nonetheless, an excellent question. Thanks to the other 2 as well. They'll go into the file, but the Tubmeister continues to dominate. Batting 7.5. Yeah, you just
really
keep
dominating,
ahead of the ball game. That's all right. That's all right. I mean, I've been accused in some of the emails this season of being far too mean on you, Dusty.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got very, very mean in my old age. Getting grouchy. I'm sprouting hairs in my ears and I'm getting mean on the Tubbs teaser. Carlos Almanzar, new man on the mound. Joe didn't want to bring anybody, did he? He didn't want to bring in just Dan, did he?
Well, the one guy, he just does not want to use his pros for Mariano Rivera. I mean, if he can get out of this inning, he'll go with Almanzar for the 9th as well. You just don't want to use your biggest asset. Let's be honest, Mariano Rivera will go down as one of the greatest Yankees of all time. When you have a chance to give him an extra day's rest, you'd love to.
Yeah. And with a 4-run lead, if they could get
And
it.
it's not a safe situation. You don't really need him.
No, absolutely.
Not the same situation yet. Well, if you did come in now, it would be yes.
Okay, bases loaded, just the 1 out. Bottom of the 8th.
This is the base hit back in October. Game 3 of the World Series right here in this ballpark. So that was 8 months ago. Seems like perhaps longer to the Mets right now, as poorly as this season has gone for them. Agbayani, base hit to right field. McEwing scores, and the ball juggled by O'Neill as Rutherford scores on Junior's to third. And the Mets now are in the game. It is 7-5 Yankees. Shinjo coming up and Piazza behind him.
Well, Almanzar threw 2 fastballs. He was having trouble catching up with him, so he hung him a slider. This pitch just stays up. It's a slider right there, and he just goes the other way with it. Good hitting there by Agbayani. He didn't try to pull it. He just went the other way. O'Neill fumbled it, but didn't hurt anybody.
The Hawaiian Hammer. The big kahuna. Benny Agbayani getting the kind hit the Mets have not been getting all night long. So here is Shinjo. Shinjo hit that one. The umpire chasing it up the line like he thought it was a fair ball, but Shinjo was immediately acting as though the ball hit him in the foot or the leg, which would have automatically made it a foul ball. 0-1 the count to Shinjo. 0 for 3 with a walk. Now, Shinjo has been getting a lot of clutch hits for the Mets. Piazza is on deck. Doing anything that would allow Piazza to come to bat in this inning would be clutch right now for Shinjo. Foul off the right field side.
Good fastball by Almanzar. He has a good high fastball. Looks like he has great movement when he gets it up.
Tsuyoshi Shinjo. He got a base hit in the 10th inning in his first at bat in the majors against Atlanta back on April the 3rd. This could be 2. Soriano to Jeter 1. Back to first. 2. Oh, man. And he's slow in getting up. Ordonez has scored to make it a 1-run game.
Well, he was going to be able to beat the play if he ran through the bag, but he slid into first base, and he slid awkwardly, meaning Shinjo at first base. And I thought he may have injured himself, and he may have, but if he just would have run through the bag, he was going to beat it anyway. See, it's a ground ball. He gets out of the box well. Soriano to Jeter and back to first base. And see, he was going to beat it, and he slides in, and that's how you injure yourself. And he's going to come out of the ball game, but all he's got to do is run through the bag. That's very awkward. Just run through the bag. Watch his ankle hit the bag. He twists his ankle a little bit and everything else. I mean, that's all out hustle. But if he would have run through the bag, he was going to beat it anyway. Because he had run out of the batter's box so well. He got a great start out of the batter's box.
Well, I hope he's okay. And there is Timo Perez. Mike Piazza, the hitter. The Mets have scored 4 in the inning, are down by 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Now, they could hardly have hoped even for something this good happening, but they have gotten it. Their best hitter up there with a chance to do something big.
And John, that's why they pay him the big bucks. I mean, and he earns them all the time. And he comes out for a curtain call. It's a high fastball. Watch where the pitch is. It's up. And I mean, and he hits it. He knows it's gone right there. He's saying Mets ahead. And what this really does is put more doubt into Joe Torre's mind about that bullpen.
Lenny Harris is pinch hitting for Turk Wendell, a foul ball caught by Posada. What a spectacular moment for the great Mike Piazza with just an incredible home run, an astounding home run that was about 8 miles high and over the bleachers. The Mets are leading. We'll be back.
What a game of baseball. So I never thought I'd actually hear myself vocally cheer a Mets home run, but I couldn't help it. I mean, it was almost scripted.
Well, the good news for Joe Torre is he's not going to have to use Mariano Rivera.